Hey guys, it's Arcade and I'm back with another video, and this is a special video for me, maybe not as special for you, but today I'm gonna be creating a remix or recreating a song that my dad made 15 years ago. And this song was also made in FL Studio, and I think it was FL Studio 5 because I was checking like the versions of FL Studio, and FL Studio 5 was at November 2004, and this song that I'm gonna show you in a second was made in January of 2005, so it was pretty much 15 years ago, and probably using FL Studio 5. Yeah, we come a long way since then, like so many versions, 12, and then boom, they hit you with the 20, so they're trying to trick us with the numbers. But yeah, it was a long time ago, and the song is called Opena. I don't really know the meaning behind the name, but I'm gonna play the song and then I'm gonna show you the remix that I created and what type of changes I did. So yeah, my dad is one of the reasons I got into making music, because he was also just trying to make music as well. So obviously I was interested in that as well. So I remember this song from 15 years ago. How old was I? I was like 9 years old back then, 9 or 10. It was one of my favorite songs that he made. I'm glad we still have the MP3 file. So yeah, I'm gonna play the song, show you how it sounds. I hope you enjoy. So yeah, that's mostly the song, and in the second part, he like doubled up on the synth sound. You know, which I'm not sure about. But yeah, I still love the song. I think it has a great chord progression, and the arpeggio also works really well. So yeah, that's the song that my dad made 15 years ago, and now let's see how I edited this or remade this 15 years later. Also, before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that this video is brought to you by Baby Audio and their new plugin called I Love New York, and it's like a New York compression type plugin, and more on that later in this video. So yeah, to remake this, I started with the composition, of course. That's the easiest way to start. So first I took the bass notes from the song, and really I just listened to the song, hear the bass notes, and then put them in piano myself. So really it's just C, D, F, E, C. And then in the second one it's C, G, and then the same. So this is the bass notes, and the rhythm of the bass notes looks like this. It's almost like a psytrance or something. Sounds like it a little bit. And the BPM was 130 and I changed it to 128. So yeah, those are the bass notes, and I think in this one he had it a little bit different, but I don't think that's the correct one. So I think this is the correct change up, because he would have the chord at G, but the bass note would be higher up, but I decided to do the bass notes at G as well. So yeah, those are the bass notes, and then here's the melody. This is the melody alone. It's like an arpeggio. And then it goes lower. So yeah, with the bass notes. So yeah, that's the composition of the song for the most part, and I can hear like some influence from like the 80s and stuff. Like the melody and the chord progression seems like it a little bit. So once I have the composition, here's what I did next. So here's the project that I made, and I'm gonna show you all the elements, why I did what I did, and what effects I put on it and stuff like that. So let's start with the drum beat, which is one of the most simple things in this song. It's just a snappy kick and a snare. I did use the I Heart New York compression from Baby Audio, and it does add a little bit of a snap to the whole kick and the snare. So this is a parallel compressor. That's a tricky word. And it's really simple. So if you wanted to do like New York compression, you would need to like route the sound to another track, put the compressor on that track, and then the compressor would kind of create that compressed signal, and then you would combine that with the original. But in this plugin, you don't have to do any routing. It does everything for you. So it's really nice. Basically, here is the compressed signal. If we just solo it, this is the signal that the compressor is creating. And this is basically combined with the original. So without the compression is like this. So you cannot hear a lot of difference, but there is some difference. And mostly is that with the effect, it's more snappy. Like you can hear the punch of the kick better and punch of the clap/snare as well. So yeah, I don't know how well it goes to YouTube, but I can definitely hear the kick snap a lot more. So you have a really simple design here. You can check out this compressor. Link will be below in the description. It's really affordable if you want to try it out. I will be using this for another sound as well, so I'm gonna show you more about it then. So yeah, that's the drums, and I'm showing you the drop right now, even though it's not like a huge drop. It's more of a chill song overall. But the next sound we have is the synth. This plucky synth is almost like deadmau5 type synth. And I have the chords here, and I have the bass notes as well. I wanted to keep the rhythm of the bass notes, so we stay a little bit true to the original. So here's how it sounds. So yeah, those are the chords with the bass notes. For the effects, I have an LFO tool on it to sidechain it, so every time the kick hits, the volume of this is lowered. And just a little bit of EQ, because I felt like the sound was a little bit too harsh, so I just lowered this frequency a little bit. Also, I have a filter on the sound, so it slowly like rises, gets more open in the whole song, which creates a nice progressive feeling to the song. Just automated the cutoff right there. And then when it repeats again in the second part of the drop, drops the cutoff again and starts over. So yeah, that's the drums and the synth. Then we have the arpeggio, which is like the melody. This one, I use this really cool sound. I love this sound. Sounds like this. So it's like a music box type of sound. I basically take the melody from my dad's song and put it in this sound, and it sounds like this. That is pretty much it. So that's the sound that I used for that. Again, I'm using the compressor here because I felt the sound wasn't as like fat or powerful in the mix. So without it, it's like this. And with it, it's like this. So I know this is like, you are almost like looking for the difference because it's not obvious. And that's one thing I want to mention, that, you know, people usually want something obvious to like hear the difference, but a lot of the times it's the little details that add up in the whole mix that are more important than one obvious like change up. So that's why I wanted to show you this plugin. You don't have to like overuse it. You can just use it a little bit, adds a little bit more like body to the sound, but not that much that you would like hear it immediately. But when the whole mix is together, you will hear that some sounds just stand out more with the plugin. So yeah, you can experiment with this, but it will add like punch and release to the sounds that you use it for. So that is the compressor by Baby Audio. Check it out, link will be below in the description. Now let's move on to the other sounds. So yeah, we have the melody, the synth, the chords, pretty much everything that's important to the whole song. And then we have the bass notes. just like a sub bass, and I just use the plain one note bass sound, and it follows the same notes as the bass notes from the composition that I created at the beginning, or the ones that I have in the chords. So here's how it sounds. And together, everything sounds like this. So yeah, a pretty cool overall sound, I think. But that's the drop, I would say. But we have more to show here, because the drop is not even like the most important thing here. I have some more things to show you, so let me go to those right now. So at the beginning we start the song with this choir. It's the sound from Nexus, and it sounds like this. I took the chords of the song and put them in this sound. I think this sets the vibe of the whole track really well, and I think it's kind of a throwback to like 80s. I feel like this would be the sound they would use back then, and I felt that my dad was a little bit inspired by the tracks that he listens to, which a lot of them were made in the 80s, so that's why this type of retro type of sound in the beginning. And then I introduced the melody. Just filtered it out, and slowly it comes back. And then we have this part of the song, which is like a breakdown, and I use Cthulhu for this. And Cthulhu, if you don't know, is like an arpeggio. It can be used for chords as well, but I have the chords of the song here, which is still the same chords that we used from the beginning. But I set up this arpeggio, which basically means that it will play the lower note, the third note, and the second note of the chord. So it sounds like this. And I have it on like 1/8 triplets or something like that. And then I have this sound, which is pretty cool, like background sound. It's these bells, and they follow kind of the melody, the arpeggio, but not too much. But they kind of hint to the main melody. This is not the main melody, but it kind of hints to what the main melody can be, and that's kind of a nice effect. And I also switch between full note and like half velocity note to create almost like a delay effect. And then I have the sub bass as well, just the same as before. So yeah, this is kind of the breakdown and the build up in one. I also add this like jungle effect, which creates, I don't know, a nice atmosphere in the background. You can hear some birds or something. Which creates, just adds a little bit of an effect. And then we have this ocean, just creating this background ambience. Then the exhaust, an upsweep, and impact to kick things off. And my FL Studio is crashing down again. Yeah, I need to buy a new computer. Moving on, just before the drop we have a classic Prida snare. And in the second repetition of the drop I add the core back. Core? Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. Just adds a little bit more to the second part of the drop. Also, in the second repetition of the drop, I spice up the melody. As you heard before in my dad's version, he like doubled up on the melody. I didn't want to do that because I didn't really like that, but I wanted to do something similar. So I doubled up on some notes and some switch between lower and higher octave. Just so we have this progression in the song, so the melody gets a little bit more interesting, and then we have also this variation. So yeah, I play with the melody a little bit, and then we have a second breakdown where I make the chords twice as long and also this bell sound twice as long, so everything takes a little bit longer. And it's so just we can kind of slow down with the song, and then the things kick off back to the original tempo again. And then we repeat the drop and end the song. And that is pretty much it for the whole song. I hope you enjoy it, and I'm sure my dad will enjoy it as well watching this. So let's play it. And you hope that you don't hear the audio that I just heard, because it was one lag after another. But of course I'm gonna replace it with the original audio of this song, because yeah, I need to buy a new computer. This one is just not handling it anymore. But hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like, make sure to subscribe to see more videos like this, and also make sure to check out Baby Audio, link will be below in the description. Thanks to them for supporting the channel and sponsoring this video. Other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.